Hello. So in the previous episode, we've added the tags, and basically a post can have many tags through taggings. But you see, they really don't look nice at the moment. So we have to select them in this drop-down kind of manner. And for it to look nice, we'll actually add a JavaScript plugin. And I think the best one that there is at the moment is possibly Tom Select. So why is it good? Because it doesn't depend on jQuery. It works on VanillaJS, and it actually is a fork of a wildly popular library that I've been using for many years that was Select.js. Now, Select.js uses jQuery, and TomSelect is a fork that doesn't use jQuery, instead VanillaJS. So the dependency tree is kind of better. So now this is how TomSelect looks and works. Basically, we can select an existing tag or create a new tag, just like this, and we can delete tags and so on. So let's install TomSelect and see how it works. Now you see that there is an npm package, so we can add it to the application. Let's say I will say yarn add the TomSelect. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to start the Rails server, and we'll need to import TomSelect in our application.js. Now, I don't want to be importing it inside the application.js, so instead I will create a folder like require utilities /Tom Select. I'm going to create a utilities folder inside our JavaScript. So new folder utilities, and inside utilities, I will have TomSelect.js. Okay. And what else do we need to do? So I'm going to import Tom Select, and I'm going to say import Tom Select from Tom Select. Okay, and here I'm going to initialize Tom Select. So how would I do that? I would actually first disable turbolinks, and then let's have a look at the code pen and at how this TomSelect code was actually created. So here's the code, and I will say that it will be used on turbolinks load. So I will say document dot add the event listener that will have turbolinks load. Okay, and then we've got comma, something like this, something like this, braces, and this will be in the end. Okay, and you see by default we had this tag select tags, so this ID, and I think we'll add this ID to our form. So I'm going to posts form, and here we have multiple true ID. There will be this ID. Okay, now I'm going to refresh and see if it works. It might not. Let's just wait until it compiles. Okay, now going to new post, and well, we already have something, but you see it isn't using any CSS, and we have some post IDs, so doesn't look nice. You see, these are like the tag IDs. Yeah, these are the tag IDs, and it is a separate input field. So we need to use some CSS. So I'm going to go to style sheets in application SCSS. I'm going to import TomSelect. Now I think I would say add import TomSelect. Something like this. I will refresh and let's see if it works. We can have a look at the documents that are inside the package. Okay, looks awful. Let's have a look at what we have. So maybe in the installation we can see, yeah, here we have TomSelect CSS. So we would say TomSelect / dist CSS TomSelect. And I think we can go without this .css. But let's see. Okay, it seems to be actually working. So I did it with .css and yeah, it works. So you see we have this TomSelect, but we have the tag IDs visible here. Now, why is that? We don't want to have the tag IDs, we want to have the tags themselves. So I would just remove this render. We don't need that. It was basically telling us that we want to have the IDs, not the values. So we want the values, not the IDs to be visible. And it should kind of work. We should be able to see the names of our tags. Okay, here they are. Looks nice. Now we have them all selected. Why is that? Okay, I'll go to new post once again. Just let me try again. Okay, here we have the tags. So I'll type stimulus, works. Turbo, works. New tag. Now, here's a new tag, but was it actually saved? Well, I guess it wasn't saved. Let's create post. And you see we have this couldn't find all tags. So one tag had the ID 77, another 76, and the other had 0. So it doesn't work. Couldn't find tag with ID 0 because, well, there's no such tag. So the tag was not created. And now the biggest actually challenge here is creating these tags and rendering the output. So when I type in a tag, actually want it to be created in the database and for it to have an ID. Now, how do I do that? So the really tricky and challenging part would be editing this create action inside our TomSelect.js, and the slightly easier will be the Rails part. So what we're going to have here is basically they're going to have we're going to go to our /tags with the method post, and we need to create a controller named tags controller, and there should be an action like create action that would have the method post. So I would go here and create a new file. It would be tags controller.rb, and what if write in any controller? So it would be tags controller that inherits from application controller. Inside we're going to have a create action, so def create, and okay, and we'll say tag equals tag.new tag params, and we'll have to set that tag param. So I will say private, and here we'll have def tag params, and we'll have params dot require. Okay, and we'll say tag, and we'll say permit name, and here we're gonna find the tag by the tag new tag params, and if the tag is valid, so if tag.valid, we will say tag.save, and we will render a JSON of tags. Or actually, we're going to render this one tag as JSON. Okay, something like this. And for this to work, we need to have our roots also ready. So we'll go to our config roots, and here we're going to have resources tags only create. So resources tags only create. So basically from TomSelect, we're going to go to /tags method post. It will lead us to our roots tags create, and it will lead us to our tags controller, where we validate the tag and save it and render it as a JSON. So there'll be like that tag ID and the tag name, I guess. Okay, and here it is. We need to edit this create action. So what do we do here? Well, basically, I'm not going to spend some time just writing the JavaScript. I'm going to copy it from a place where it's already created. So here we already have this example of a create function. Let's copy it and have a look at how it works. So let's see. Basically, instead of just having create true, we're going to have create function. And you see, we're going to go to /tags with the method post. And importantly, we're going to have the authenticity tokens. So if we don't do this line and this, then the authenticity token is not going to work. Okay, and then we get a response with the data ID and data name. Well, this is going to be the tag ID and tag name, just like this. So let's actually see if this works. Now I will refresh once again. And you see, instead of just having create true, we actually have it described. So we have the logic of what happens when we kind of post to create. So again, authenticity token, tags post, so going to the roots and to the controller, and we're going to return this JSON tag. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, we seem to have the tags. Now I press new post. I will add a few tags. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working yet. Let's see. Okay, undefined method JSON. Yeah, it should be JSON like this. I refresh once again. I'll go to new post. Okay. And you see, we have the new tags visible. So new tags visible. Let's see if they get saved. So yeah, actually the tags are being created. Now we can also have a look at the network. So I'll go to inspect network and new tag. And you see, so a tag has been sent and a tag has been received. So yeah, we seem to be able to create new tags. Now, again, I'll go and press create post. So we shouldn't have any errors now. Okay, yeah, no errors with the tags. And now if we go to create a new post, we should have these tags available. So let's say new, and you see we have this new tags visible. Okay, so now we can have different tags like tailwind, bootstrap, and whatever. So okay, it works. We managed to create additional tags. Looks good. Now, of course, this is the most basic kind of JavaScript option to make it work. So again, we have like all the defaults. So we have the remove button and we have this on item add function. Now, if you don't have this on item add function, we would just add a new tag and this text would still be visible here. So again, you can always go deeper and explore how Tom Select works on your own and come up with your own way to write to initialize Tom Select in your application. I'm actually not going to leave it like this. I've already, thanks to a colleague, we've created a nice way to add the Tom Select. So I'm just going to copy it all here. I'm just going to copy this all and input it inside our Tom Select. So what do we have here? Again, we have this title remove this item for the remove button. Then we've got this create function that we had before. And if we want to delete the tag, we have this like, if you want to delete, then confirm that you want to delete this tag. So it should work well. Okay, and also actually you can make this work with stimulus instead of just having a utility TomSelect in your application. So how would we make this work with the stimulus? Let's now just one time again check if it works. Yeah, so it seems to be working. Okay, so how would we do the same but with the stimulus? Well, let's go again to our JavaScript. Here we have controllers, and here we would have a new controller named, let's say, Tom Select controller.js. Okay, And what do we have in our index.js? So in index.js, we have import application from stimulus. Here we're going to have import controller from stimulus. Then we're going to say import Tom Select. Yeah, let's actually save our changes before we do this. So get status, get checkout branch, add Tom Select.js. Okay, get add. Now we're not going to add all. We're not going to add this new stimulus controller. So we'll add this one, the form, the roots, package.json and yarn, the tags controller, and the utilities folder. Okay, so get status, get commit main, basic Tom Select. Okay, and now we'll do this with stimulus. So we have import controller from stimulus, and here we will have import Tom Select and Tom Select from Tom Select. Then we will say something like export default class extends controller. Here we'll have the stimulus controller. Let's just see if it works for the beginning. So I will say on connect. We will have something like console.log. This is Tom Select controller. Okay. Now console log. This is Tom Select controller. Unexpected token dot. Interesting. Maybe, yeah, it should be like this, I guess. Okay. So let's see if the Tom Select controller works, and then we will add the code into it. Okay, I will restart the server Rails S, and we can initialize this controller inside our posts form. So here it is, and here we have this field, and I will say that the controller is going to be Tom Select controller. So we'll have data controller will be, okay, to make it like this, data controller equals Tom Select, or actually like this, Tom Select. Okay, let's see if it works. So again, we've added something in our JavaScript's folder. That's why it's recompiling. And let's have a look at our console. Okay, so this is Tom Select controller. Seems to be working. Let's now just move all the code from our utility to our Tom Select controller. So I will have this connect, and yeah, we will just put it all here. Let's see if it works. I'll just put it on the same level as console log. Okay, so on connect, we are going to add the Tom Select. Let's see if it works. And yeah, I will try to remove Tom Select from our utilities and see if it works just with stimulus without this utility and without importing utilities Tom Select. Let's just see. I remove this. Yeah, this one is just going to be blank, whatever. I refresh. Now, once again, it is compiling because I've removed the path to our Tom Select utility. Just for it to be clean, I will delete the whole folder. And I expect Tom Select to be working just where we add this data controller Tom Select. So refreshing just one last time. Okay, seems to be working. So I go to a new post and I can add some additional tags. And if I do not have the data controller Tom Select, then it shouldn't be working. Let's just try. I remove data controller Tom Select. And you see, so Tom Select isn't been used. And this is the way you can switch different JavaScript things on and off around the application using stimulus. So looks quite fine to me. Okay, so what we've done, we've added the Tom Select, a better version of Select.js that doesn't use jQuery and uses vanilla JavaScript. We've added an option to select or create tags for a post, and we've experimented with moving it into a stimulus controller. So it works well in my opinion. Okay, I think that is enough for now. So thanks for being with me and have fun coding. Cheers.